Hey there, thanks for joining me today. So today we're doing a full face of e.l.f. makeup and we're just going to jump right into it because I'm excited and I don't want this video to be an hour long. A full face can take a while. So I just wanted to give a shout out to my little friend here who's hanging out for a visit. So anyway, we've got company today, folks. So I'm going to start off immediately with my e.l.f. Poreless Putty. This is in sheer. This is just pink, and it really reminds me of the Tatcha silk canvas, which I wasn't that big a fan of. I know that a lot of people really like it. I think you're like one of two people. Like, you either like it or you didn't like it. And I was one of those people where, for the price, I didn't like it. I thought that, I think it was like $52 or something. I just thought, no, I get better results from several other products that don't cost $52. So I ended up not keeping that one there. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill this into my T-zone. This feels a little oily upon application, so I like to put a little extra more on my forehead, especially supposed to be pore filling, and try and get into my wrinkles here. A little substitute for some Botox. Do y'all get Botox? How many people get Botox? I think I've heard from several people that, like, once you start, you can't stop. And I'm here to tell you, I believe that's true. But I also believe that it is a personal preference. If you want to get Botox, go get yourself some Botox. So, it's your thing. So, what we are going to be doing today is using our e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I do have the shade Medium Sand, which I never thought I'd ever say in my whole life. But this one is a little bit dark compared to the foundation. So what I would like to do is actually mix the two together. So I'm just going to get a little bit of the foundation that I'm going to use on the back of my hand. And I'll show you it in a second. And then I'm going to take my e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer. So this one is not the hydrating one. This is just the regular one. This is a really nice glass bottle. It's very sleek. And for $6, I think that it comes in pretty competitive towards the other brands. So I'm just going to like pick up some of the foundation onto the doe foot applicator of this. And I'm just going to swipe it like that so that we get kind of a mixture up underneath my eyes there. I know this is too dark because I did take a picture and it was not too dark for my skin tone in general, but just the foundation that I have from e.l.f. is lighter than my skin tone right now because I've been in the sun a lot this summer. So because of that, I didn't want to buy a new foundation because I'm probably going to get light in a little bit anyways. So I'm going to take my Sanuka Shook brush. I like to use this one for foundation. It's just like a cool tilted slant there. So I am going in, as you noticed, with concealer first because when you reach a certain age, I feel like we can't be doing things that the young kids do anymore with our skin because we just can't get away with those things, right? So I like to go in with concealer first. I can fan it out just like that, and I feel like that gives me the best shot of having my foundation mix in ways. That's all I'm going to do for the concealer. So it is still brightening. I'm not saying that I don't want to brighten my under eye. I do want to cover my dark circles, but I don't want it to look like, I've just got like this bright spot here where most of my wrinkles and stuff are. So really I just like to even out the texture of my skin, the skin tone itself, and just make everything look a nice even canvas. And I think that that's the most flattering on my skin personally. So the foundation that we're going in with today is our Flawless Satin Foundation. I have this in 220 Beige. And this is oil-free medium coverage. So I will tell you that every time I have used this in the past, I have not really enjoyed it because it feels heavy on my skin. I do not prefer to feel like I'm wearing makeup. I know I'm wearing makeup, obviously. I have not lost my mind, but I don't want to feel it on my face all day long. So I do not enjoy wearing this one on any regular basis. I'll wear it for part of the day, but if I'm doing a long wear day, I'm not going to be home and stuff, I won't choose this foundation to wear. As you can see, it's just hanging out on my hand there. It is not moving. It is very thick. But what I'm going to do is use my cool new brush. My friend told me to get this from Amazon. Look how cool this is. It's got like little snaps in its container and it comes open. How cute is this? It was $5. I'll link it below, but yeah, super excited to try this. Thanks for the recommendation. So super dense kabuki brush here, and so I'm going to actually dot this foundation around my face instead of trying to go straight in with the kabuki. Oh, say hello to my little friend. He's joining us today. The friend who won't leave. Not sure. I think that it was the only thing that I've actually changed in my skincare is I added in that hydrating lotion from e.l.f. in the pretty blue bottle. I don't have it in front of me or I'd show it to you, but I'll link it below. But it's a nice foundation or a nice lotion for daytime, but I do not recommend doing it at night. It did clog my pores, and I'm pretty sure that's where that little guy came from. So I'm going to go in with this. Oh wow, this is really nice. See how that foundation is lighter than that concealer still? So I'm going to go right up underneath my eye with it a little bit just to get that in there. So I think, yeah, this is a nice kabuki brush. I'm enjoying using this. This foundation smells like shaving cream to me. Does anybody else's smell like that? I've never smelled a foundation that smelled like shaving cream before, but I swear that's what I'm rubbing all over my face right now. My husband's gonna wonder what's going on. It's not what you think, I promise. So anywho, I'm just gonna spread this out. Like I said, it feels heavy on my skin, and I'm just not that big a fan of it, but it's the only one I have for today. So I'm just gonna blend that in, and this is making the job go very quickly, this brush, so really enjoying that. I do have a little bit more on my hand, so I'm probably going to cover up. This is medium coverage. It says a satin finish, which I can agree with. I think I'm pretty satiny, for sure. But I think I'm going to go ahead and try and darken or cover up my little friend here a little bit better. This foundation, if you leave it on those spots, so I don't want to go in with any more of that concealer. I'm just going to take a tiny bit on my finger and just let it sit there for a second, and it will cover it a little bit better. So I am noticing that I still have a little bit of darkness right here from, sleep deprivation. Did y'all know I have 4 kids? I don't know if I've ever said that on my channel before, but I have 4 children. And I'm going to put a little bit on my eye as well, because I don't have a primer, an eyelid primer from e.l.f. So I'm going to put this on ever so slightly. Anyways, so 3 of them are in school, and the girls are still elementary age, and then my son is the one that's in school, not college, but got one of those too. He is senior this year, so my husband sent me an email from the school talking about his senior graduation, and I just took my breath away a little bit. I wasn't really expecting that. So I'm just going to take my Thrive Cosmetics sponge that I have right here, and I'm just going to go around the edges ever so slightly where I applied that additional concealer around this blemish, and on those few spots on my face there, just to kind of dab it in a little bit. And I you know, I don't think that this is a terrible foundation, especially if you don't mind, you know, full coverage, because you can get it there for sure. You can layer it up, and if you use a damp sponge, I do believe that you could make this feel a little more weightless on your skin. So that is those two products. So now I'm going to go into setting the face. And what I have for that is this sheer tint finishing powder, and this is in translucent. It is just like that, but it has a really nice mirror in it, so nice big compact. I would think that that would be a good one, and it comes with also one of those sponges on the bottom, so I think that that's a really nice design. e.l.f. stepping up their game. It is plastic, the container itself, but it's not something that for me is a deal breaker. I think in my purse, you know, it's pretty sleek looking. It's all silver packaging, very shiny, and this powder is really nice. It's very, very fine, finely milled, and it does not darken my under eyes or anything like that. So I think it's a good one. It's not going to take the place of my NYX HD setting powder, but you know, in a pinch. That one doesn't have a mirror, that compact, so I guess that's a little something that sets this one apart. So that's all I'm going to do with this powder, is set the T-zone. And I am doing a dabbing motion, not swiping. But what I do like to do a little trick after I do my under eyes, because of the wrinkles and my age, I do just like to take my brush and kind of get right in here and just sweep it out. Just right there underneath my eyes, ever so slightly. And I feel like that makes my wrinkles go like that. Right? Wishful thinking, just go away. That's what I want it to do. You're no longer welcome here. So for the rest of my face, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder, and this is in medium. This powder, you guys, I enjoy putting this powder on. It's got one of these really nice dials in here where you can decide how much you want to come out. It's just a really nice packaging design, and I appreciate that. So to save time, I'm just going to take out that whole top layer for right now, and get some on my brush. Well, I'm going to tap some into the lid here like that. And I'm going to go in with my setting brush I like to use. This is another Sanya Kushik brush. Very fluffy, but just get everything into the cap there. And I like to press everything in. This foundation does not set very well, at least not on my skin. It is very tacky, and you know, just overall, just not my favorite. But I enjoy putting this powder on. Do you have any products like that where you just enjoy the application of them? This powder is like that for me. It is very glowy, but does not have glitter in it. So it's just so finely milled. And I just think that they have a good product here with this. So, and like I said, I enjoy putting it on my face. So once I dab it all in, then I like to go in and just, I don't know why, I just feel like I need to do that just sweeping motion. Oh yeah, my wrinkles. Bye-bye. See you later. Get out of here. So that is that for the powder. So this is the complexion, and I like it. I feel like it's okay. I don't know that I mean, that poreless putty, I don't feel like I am poreless anymore, but I am setting very nicely. So what I'm going to do is jump into my e.l.f. contour palette. So isn't this a classic? This is, I think, one of their very original products that they came out with. It's very dusty. I have used it, so just be aware of that. I'm going to go in with my our Real Techniques 400 into this bottom shade down here. And like I said, it's very dusty. It's not deal breaker for me, but just be aware. And I'm just going to put some color back into my face here. If you're watching my videos and I speed these things up and there's no noise, just keep watching. It won't take very long. Just sometimes feel like I'm keeping you too long, and I don't want to have to do that. I'd rather get on to the good stuff, you know what I mean? So, but I'll figure out how to edit my videos better where I can put some music into them. Just at the moment, I'm, trying to just get content up. I'm not trying to spend hours editing right now because I've, got 4 kids. I'm also in college. I also have a full-time job. All the things that you do. So, there's another reason I didn't do my hair today. So I'm just going to go down the jawline and down the neck a little bit with this bronzer. This is a nice bronzer. I don't know that it's exactly a tone, the right tone for me, but I do enjoy it when I wear it. And I'm going to go ahead and take the contour shade, which for me is just a little bit more gray tone, so it's the bottom right one. And I'm just taking my Eco Tools brush. I love this, just a dense brush. And I like to just go right up underneath the cheeks here. So we're not trying to be like, that was very heavy. I'll fix it. We're not trying to be like chiseled out today or anything. She says that as she keeps applying more. I have nowhere to go or anything, but so that's what I'm going to do with that palette for now. And to even it out, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and take my It Cosmetics into 11 brush, and I just like to hit everything and make it blend really nicely. So I think this going a little bit harder on my cheeks than I normally do to make that blend, but usually I just kind of bounce it over my face like that because I just feel like it makes everything melt together. Yes, so I'm thinking that that looks nice. A little dark maybe. Still, I'll take my foundation kabuki and just kind of blend those edges a little bit. There we go. That'd be good. So, not looking too bad. So for blush, I did not get a good blush. Good one. I did not get the right shade. This was all they had, so I thought, well, I'll try it. This is the Cantaloupe. So these are their little bite-size palettes with a blush and a highlight. So the highlight is very blinding. But I do have another highlight that I wanted to try because I got a different palette for that. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this. I'm going to take my Alamar blush brush here and just go in to that blush and just hit the tops of the cheeks. When you reach a certain age, you don't want to take the blush too low. You want to try and keep everything high. So make sure that you are keeping that in mind when you are putting on these products. I don't want to drag the face down. So go go ahead and just apply that. This shade is not coming across to me as very orange. I feel like it is just a nice shade blush. So pleasantly surprised with that because it looks very orange to me in the not orange, peachy. It's very peachy. But I think it was a nice little flush of color there. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my Glow Gleam Beam palette. So in here you've got glitter, shimmer, shimmer, metallic, metallic, metallic. Oh wow, this is straight up glitter. This first shade, lots of glitter. The rest look very satiny. Metallic, yeah, I can see that. The next one. Those don't really... Interesting. Alright, so I think I'm going to go ahead and take that middle shade at the top here. Where is my... just going to use my Alamar Cosmetics. This is a brightening brush. And I'm just going to dip in there, tap off my extra, and I'm just going to hit... Whoa. Okay, so... But you don't see it straight on, so it's just when you turn. But wow, okay. That is very intense. I'm going to go ahead and just buff that in a little bit. That's just a swipe, so keep that in mind. If you are going to be purchasing this, that these are very pigmented and you only need a tiny bit. So I'm just going to do this, make sure I'm blending it in, buffing it in, making it match. I like to go on the end of my nose right there a little bit. Just a tad like that. And I'm not much of a Cupid's bow person, but I'll just hit it just like that. So very glowy, very pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and set the complexion. So today I have the e.l.f. Glow Dewy Mist. And this is, it looks, you know, coconut and argan oil. This coconut infused mist hydrates and boosts glow. After what I just put on my face, I'm not sure that we need that, but I'm going to shake it up because it looks very milky. Let's see what kind of thing we're dealing with here. That's not too bad. So I say that and now it's attacking my face. Hold that out far. It smells. Alright, so that was very dewy, and I do feel like I have bits of glitter on my face now. So maybe I put too much on. Probably. I mean, what did I put on? 47 mists of that. I just didn't feel like it was getting on my skin, but clearly that was my bad and that was a mistake. So I'm going to just dab what's ever left on my powder brush right over the areas I'm super glowy. That's one way to calm things down. So, did I mention that it smells like a pina colada? Yes, please. That sounds fantastic. So, okay, feeling a little bit better about the complexion now. I toned down that a little bit. So, for eyeshadow, we have the Bite Size in, what is this? Cream and Sugar. So I've got that, but then I've also got this older one, Nude Rose Gold palette. So here's what it looks like. It's a bunch of purples. So let me see. No, I think I'm gonna go with the Bite Size today. Just so we're not here for a long time. So for the transition shade, I'm just taking my Farrah brush, I love to use this one, and I'm just going to go into that first shade there and go right into the crease with that. Get that going. These are very dusty, a lot of kick up, same as that contour palette. And again, that may not be a bad thing for you, if, you know, if that doesn't bother you. For me, I just think it means that they're pretty finely milled, and I do find that palettes like that do tend to blend better. So I can't really see this on my lid, this shade. So I guess let me go into guess I'm going to go into this middle, this tone right here. It doesn't have any names or anything on it, but it's just that first little like purple shade. Let's see if I can get anything out of that. And I'm just going all over the lid here with that color. I think that's a little bit more. I think you can maybe see it compared to the other one. Turn on my light. And again, I'm not being very, you know, precise or anything with this eye look today because I'm not really doing anything. But if I was going out, I would probably be a little bit more pinpointed with it. So I'm going to go ahead and take this Wet n Wild brush here like this. I'm going to go into that dark color. And don't be scared of this one. This one looks really dark, a lot of kick up. Make sure you do it off. But on the eye, see, I mean, you do have pigment, but I feel like once you get it laid down, you can blend it out really nicely and not be, you know, super scary for you. If you're new to shadows, you know, just make sure you tap off the extra so that you're not dealing with a lot of fallout. But get it about the last third of the eye just to, you know, deepen that edge a little bit. I'm going to go into the other eye now. Open that up. Work that into my crease. And so I like these Wet n Wild brushes. They do have a little notch on them in the middle. There's like for your fingers, so you can kind of feel where you should hold the brush for the lightest pressure without it falling out of your hand. So that's another key to doing your eyeshadow, is making sure that you're not pushing too hard on the brush to your eye. So once you get that laid down, gonna go ahead with that initial brush we were using and just go on the edges and just make sure that everything is blended out. Just like so. I'll see that. And I'm going to go ahead and take my a flat brush. So I like to use this one. I have no idea where this is from, but it's just a cool little leopard print brush. And I'm going to take that second shade here in the palette, and I'm just going to apply that in the front part of my So very shiny, super shiny, but I think that, you know, you can get away with that any time of day with enough mascara on. You won't even really notice it. So that's all I'm going to do there on the lid. These will apply a lot darker with your finger if you want to go in for a lot of dramatic, a very dramatic look. You can do that, like for an evening or something. You can just pop that on there with your fingertip, and you can get a lot of payoff with those shadows like that. So that is all I'm gonna do, except I'm just gonna blend the edges again, ever so slightly, to make sure that we're good to go. So very simple eye look. Now for brows, I am going to go ahead and go in with my e.l.f. This is the Instant Lift Brow Pencil, and this is in the shade brown. And this is a very thick pencil. I think you can get the job done very quickly, given its thickness. So I'm just gonna fill these in real quick. I'm still looking for my brow. If you follow my other videos, I've got a series of Find Addison a Brow. And so this week I actually got tattoos that I will be experimenting with, a tattoo brow this week, so stay tuned for that. If you're helping me find my brow, I'm just gonna go in with the spoolie. So that is it for the brows. I went ahead and went in with some brow gel on top. This is the color taupe, so it's a little light, but I do like to just brush it through with the spoolie after I apply it, and so I think it's fine. It works out just fine. So for mascara, I'm going to go in with the Mineral Infused Mascara by e.l.f. You know, I don't think it's terrible. It seems like a lot of product would come out onto this brush, but it doesn't seem like I'm getting, you know, a ton on my lashes here. So I'm just kind of going in with a second coat. See what kind of length we're getting. I feel like we are getting some length. I've never tried an e.l.f. mascara before. The real test will be how it wears during the day. I do not like anything that flakes or smudges on me. So there's the difference. I would say it's not bad. I would say it's not too bad. I don't feel the need to apply a... Alright, here are the lashes. I did end up applying a third coat just to get them a little bit thickened there, but I think it's not too bad. I'm not going to put any on the bottom lash. So that's something to, you know, I don't know if you've ever wondered about that. Like, when do people decide not to put mascara on the bottom lashes? Well, I don't typically put eyeshadow down there, but if you're putting eyeshadow down there, I really feel like, you know, you need a little bit of a lash to give it a background for the eyeshadow. So today I didn't put any lower, you know, shadow on, so I'm not going to put on a bottom lash today. But I think that this looks nice. I'm you know, don't hate it. The wand is very big, and I did have to clean up some messes, but after that, I mean, I guess it's fine. So for lips, what we are going to do is, I wanted to tell you too that my skin is so tacky. I think maybe 2 spritzes of this would probably be sufficient. But I did get one of these Ride or Die lip balms from e.l.f. And This is in Tough Cookie, and everybody's been talking about these. It says, your lips ride or die bestie, 100% vegan and cruelty free. So I just couldn't wait to try this out. So that's what we're going to put on our lips today. It is like just a little squeezy tube. So I think I'm just going to apply it. Let's see. With my finger, because why not? That is really thick. Oh my god, it smells like a cookie. Really thick. It smells like a cookie. It's a pretty color. I do like that color. So don't get too much because it is kind of clinging to each other. But that doesn't look bad. I don't think I need a lip liner or anything on it, so that is what we're working with. So here's the finished look. Full face of e.l.f. So I also got this lip plumping gloss, but I don't think I need it. This is pretty glossy as is. So we're gonna call it a finished product here. So here it is. Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, hit the subscribe button, come back for more. We're gonna be doing a brow tattoo this week. And I've also got a product empties video that we're going to be filming. So I had fun with you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.